Hello, everybody. It's your boy from Wales. I'm along here with my friend...
McCullenhun.
I think he meant to say his name was Mechala Touch Myself. Along with our Spanish guy, Enrique Lopez.
Hello.
Nice. You're going to be that guy? Hello. And welcome to another great episode of Critical Thinking Podcast, where we don't give two shits about what you think.
Previously on Mexman.
I'm your boy Mig1, along with
Shawn the Irishman.
Rick the Rizzo.
saying good night and remember to flush.
I'll put it in there.
Cha-ching!
Welcome to another exciting episode of Critical Thinking Podcast. I'm your host, Rick the Rizzo, along with my co-host,
Shawn the Irishman. And our other co-host,
The Mig1. And for you humans, Magellus Majesticus.
Get ready. We're serving up the movie reviews edition right now.
Hey, bro, what's up? I feel like going to the club today. Why? Instead of getting fucking in the hurt, looking like you feel me. I feel. Just beat up on the work, just by the move we got it. My niggas ready to catch the body. I'm a boy, I'm super straight. They get it. I got pounds of that work, so I'm super straight. I'm going ham in this bitch, so I'm super straight. Fuck niggas getting the hurt, so I'm super straight.
Can you believe this? 117.2? What the hell are we thinking? Are we insane? How long have we been recording now? Jesus Christ, we've been recording for an hour. Actually, we've been here for 2 hours. Jesus Christ. It's supposed to be a quick show. So anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We got some reviews tonight for you people. We're going to talk about Debbie Does Dallas and Debbie Does Detroit, right?
Debbie Does Detroit.
Well, you got to do both these. Now, we got Shawn is going to give you a quick review on Happy Death Day 2 and to you. And we got Rick is going to give us a breakdown on Alita, the fallen angel who couldn't make any damn money. So, who wants to go first? Rock, paper, scissors.
I'll go first.
The ugly man's going first. Hi, I'm Robin Leach of the Rich and Famous. I'm here bringing you this.
Passed away, dude.
So, movie reviews. Happy Death Day to you. I gotta say, I had only recently saw the first one, and because this is a sequel, of course.
Damn, you're a little behind the ball, ain't you?
Yeah, well, it took a while. I didn't hear anything that was like that great about it, so I was like, I don't know. But because I was going to see the second one, I watched that one, and I was like, okay, you know what? Hey, it was a good movie. It's a B movie, but it's more like the '80s B movies where it was it's really good. It was a worth watching movie. So I was like, hey, that was actually really good. And then I went and saw the second movie in theaters up there in Huntsville, day before Valentine's Day, and I was blown away.
Who'd you go with?
Brandy went with my friend up there, Nothing was happening. Nothing was happening, is all I'm saying, But it was a great movie. It was an amazing movie. Like, it beat the first one, blew it out of the water. And, I found out later, as we were, reading up on the director and stuff, he actually saw this, and you kind of see it a little bit at the end of the second movie, too, that there might be a third movie. There might be a sequel. It depends on how it works, because he said he always saw it as being a trilogy. But this guy, the way he's doing the writing, the way he's directing this and lining this up together, he's doing, like, a different genre with every movie.
Nice.
So the second one, it plays to, some connection to like the horror and thriller elements that were in the first one, but this one plays out more like Back to the Future. This one plays more like sci-fi action kind of shit.
With some comedy.
With comedy, and of course the comedy is I think that's going to stay throughout the whole thing. It's still like making fun of itself in its own way, and it's not trying to be, serious.
And in case you guys don't know, Happy Death Day to You, the first one was basically the young girl hooks up with a guy and keeps on getting murdered and reliving the day over and over and over again. And she has to keep on dying to figure out who kills her. And this one kicks off with her starting all over again, like, what the fuck again? And so it's like, that whole line right there, her whole facial expression was great.
Yes, her acting was just up to a whole new level in the second movie.
Now, what I got from the preview when I first saw it, is it that so her friends know that she's been through the days before, and then now they're going, oh, it's happening again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, they know about it. I don't want to spoil too much because it's kind of fresh, but...
Well, the trailer does show you that they start dying too now.
Yeah, yeah, so it ends up, for one thing, it starts getting back, you find out in this one why the day kept on repeating. You find out where things happen, and basically, hey, spoilers alert, but... The Asian friend was actually, they were messing around with some quantum mechanics kind of shit in their lab. And they had a device that was supposed to, basically it was like lowering something below the point of 0 Kelvin. They were trying to do something with energy. And what they ended up doing is they ended up creating a time loop. And that's why she actually got stuck in it. It wasn't like a curse like somebody put on her. It was actually a scientific phenomena.
Well, you know what's interesting about that is the fact that the day continues to record, go over and over again. Had they not done that, she'd have died.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So she'd have died the first time and it'd have been over.
Yeah.
So that's what makes that you think about that. It's like, so by them fucking around with the doll and the boobs on their head. Sorry, another movie. Doing that shit. This girl wouldn't be able to do what she's doing now. So it's funny how that plays a part into it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very true. Which actually is kind of an existential question she finds herself in. Is like, here I thought this was something special and this was something destined, but it turns out that just these geeks were messing around with science and this is what happened to me. And she kind of got the lesson. It's like, yeah, but none of this that you have learned would have happened otherwise.
True.
If all this didn't happen. So there is reason in it if you choose to see the reason in it.
So there's the science, and then the funny part is the fact that it's now a murder mystery. Because now she's trying to figure out who the hell did all this crap, along with a thriller, and then the comedy comes along the way. So like you said, it's a whole bunch of genres together, and I think that's why it works. Now, I think by word of mouth, more people start watching this. By the time the third one comes out, if it do the third one, it'll probably get a bigger audience. But it's going to develop. I think it's going to develop a cult following on DVD.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Because honestly, again, they blew the first one out of the water. It was ridiculously better, and I liked the first one. The first one was really good. It was a good movie. It was worth having in your collection. But the second movie was just like, holy crap! They brought it to a whole new level. I was like, damn, this is really good. The acting was better. The effects were better. Some of the things were actually funnier. And it was really engrossing in the storyline. Plus, all the different angles that they were taking, they fit in there of what she was taking of life lessons from this time around. It amped it up because you'd almost think, well, didn't she learn everything she needed to learn from the first one? No, not really. There was some things that she still hadn't really figured out, and now she was having to see. And one of the biggest things was learning to really let go of her mom. Really finally seeing that it's time for her to have a future because she ends up in a split universe where her mom didn't die.
Oh wow, that's
yes,
that's really crazy.
There's the twist, but then in this universe, her crazy best friend in the house, their gamma,
the sorority,
their sorority. She actually is with the guy, the boyfriend, instead of her. So she's like, in this universe, I don't get to have him. He's not my boyfriend, but my mom's still alive. So she's kind of given this choice. Do I want to go to the right universe I'm actually from, or do I want to stay in this one? So it's just all of this different stuff that she ends up having to balance out and figure out. And then it's the same kind of thing too, that the problem is every time she dies, she's losing more of herself. She's getting closer to actually, getting weaker and weaker, getting closer to the point that she can't come back.
Rick, did you ever see the first one?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, wow. Thank you for spoiling for Rick. But no, the cool part is that she dies and keeps on coming back in the first one, and she starts realizing how this is. She's like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to... she's walking out nude and doing some other shit, don't even care because she already knows what's going to happen. So it makes me, like you said now, she's learning that she missed it, that she's probably focusing more on different things instead of just coming out like, God damn it, this shit's happening all over again.
And the funny thing is, too, is one of the days that she comes back, that bitchy side comes out again because first of all, the first day, because she's like, again! She's just like pissed off, like, unbelievable. And then the other day that, like, she just gets really frustrated, she's like, literally just pushes the girl over with the, the green piece? Yeah, the green piece, like, global warming, just pushes her over, walks past all the guys in this band. It's freaking hilarious. I don't want to spoil the whole scene, but it is funny because, and even at that, you can still tell the character progress is still there, where she's kind of like, sorry, but she's just like so mad.
I'm wondering how much fun she actually had doing this movie, and I really think
sure she had a great time.
She hasn't been in a few movies, and she was in La La Land, in case you don't know.
Okay.
But she's actually really good. She's actually got to be a really good actress. I think she's got. I think this is a nice little breakout role. But I think the director has done a great job with the movie. I like I said, I enjoyed the first one. I want to see the second one. So my wife enjoyed the first one. So did my son. So we may try to go see it in the theater this coming weekend.
Yeah, definitely see it. It's worth seeing in theaters. It is definitely a theater-worthy movie.
Nice.
I figured I thought we'd be. Oh, well, what is your rating?
My rating. Okay, my rating. I mean, this was a fucking good movie. This was a really good movie. Oh man. I mean, I am hard pressed between a 7 and an 8. It was such a good movie. Like,
wow.
It was such a good movie. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because it was a freaking amazing movie. And again, remember, going up to 10, we're talking like Golden Globe, super amazing, fantastic, best movies in the world kind of stuff. Is reaching there. Is close there, in my opinion, because of the story and the acting and just the way if this was done, this could have been done in the 80s. This was like Back to the Future at its time. This is that now. Like, that's that kind of level of good.
He's in love with the actress. We know.
Well, I mean, she is even hotter in the second one.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't put, per se, even though I haven't seen it, per se, a Golden Globe, or like it's going towards that. I can see that being a cult classic as a B movie, like all of our classic B movie ones. That would be one of the ones that's going to stick up the top with the classics as a new one.
Yeah, well, which is why I'm saying on the scale when we're talking about the 8, 9 and 10 being like super high up there. I mean, obviously I can't give it that much, but I loved it so much. I was so ecstatic about it. I have to give it at least a 7.5. It was such a good movie.
Well, that's amazing because giving it a 7.5 on a type of horror movie genre, whatever it is, I don't even know. You can't even say that, but multi-classical. That's amazing.
Looks more. I can't even tell if it's.
You can't lock it down to a certain.
That's what also is fascinating about it, and probably also what I love about it is it isn't like it is kind of undefinable. It has melded so many genres and approaches so well that it's almost like it's created its own genre. It's almost like it's its own kind of movie now, which is what I love about it.
Alrighty then, look at that. Happy Death Day to You by Shawn. Now we're gonna find about an angel. What's up, Rick?
Yeah, the Alita, Battle Angel. I went to go see
any battling?
She did a lot of battling.
Okay.
Went to go see this movie. There's going to be spoilers because I'll probably just talk about the whole freaking movie like I always do. Anyways, I got this for one thing. Oh, can you hear me well?
Yeah, I hear you.
For one thing, I'm trying to get relaxed here. For one thing, I saw the movie. I was wondering why. I got the ticket for $4 because T-Mobile Tuesdays, I got a $4 ticket for it. I was wondering why the ticket's priced at like $16 and $17.
Because you're a rich man.
And I was all like, well, it was the only one that was on Wednesday at that time. So I was like, $16. Like, God dang, why is it so expensive? I said, well, I got $4. Just $4, paid for it. Went to watch it. When I got in the movie theater, I was like, looked like a normal movie theater to me. So we're sitting there, and then people were coming in. They're like, are you sure this is the right movie theater? And they're all looking and looking. And then the usher comes in and explains, yeah, this is the right movie theater, and they're like, okay. So they're all sitting down. Movie comes on, all of a sudden, boom, it goes all the walls on the side and then the front. So it went all the way around, 180 degrees all the way around. And you're basically in the middle of the movie.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay, I get what they're saying now. And the only thing is, like, it was great on how it worked, but on the corners, you can see where it turned to go to the right, or to make those 90-degree turns to get to the center. If they would have just built a little curvature just to put on those corners for this type of movie, I think it would have flowed a little bit better.
Gotcha.
You know, just show it like a curve instead of as, oh, let's just...
Like a box, okay, yeah.
Excuse me. Well, the movie starts off is that it automatically shows the doctor. And it just like... I take it as every anime movie that the Japanese have been... And this is exactly where it came from. And they did it just like they normally do. You always get it in the middle, not from where she came from and where she was at. It always in the middle of where it was at. You see the doctor in the junk pile pulling parts, and he's literally he picks up a human, like, well, it's a cyborg head, because it's like it says in the future, and it's the 26th century, apparently. And he picks up the head, and he pulls out the eyeball, he cleans it off, he puts in his parts. That's all he's doing is getting parts. He's a doctor that repairs all the cyborgs.
Dr. King Schultz.
Yes. So he's sitting there, he's doing all this other mess, and then he happens to turn and look and sees the top half of Alita. And he doesn't, that's not a real name. He just happens to see her, and he goes, and he has his little glasses that he has, and all of a sudden he notices the heartbeat's going. He's like, shh, she's still alive. The heart's going and the brain's going. So he goes over there and he takes that top half and he goes, I wonder what happened to you. Takes her back to his workshop, he has a body already there, and he puts the whole top half, her body in there, puts hair on her and everything. She wakes up, starts to learn, she got her, the whole getting up, whatever. She doesn't know who she is. She has amnesia. She asks for what her name is, and then she goes, Alita, which you find out later, Alita was his daughter.
Oh, wow.
That died, and you find out how she dies later. So, but he has Alita's body on, so now her name is Alita. So she's trying to learn all this other mess. She learned how to walk real quick. She learned all the thing is, later on you find out that there was like a little dog that walked, and she's all happy, and ends up one of these other cyborgs, like protectors, was walking by, was about to crush it, the dog, and she runs out there and real quick, just like real smooth, all of a sudden stops, bing, there she is holding the dog, and the thing walks over and it goes, hey, cool moves, whatever, because she saved the dog. Well, in that whole thing, all of a sudden memories were triggering. She was seeing something.
Oh, wow.
So ends up, the more action she does, the more her memory starts coming back on it. And so she goes, later on you see her, she meets the love interest into the thing, which you see in the previews, which is a young kid. Meets him, ends up, that guy picks up parts for the doctor too and gives him whatever. And so she's out and about again. The doctor says don't go at night. He wants her to stay home because there's a murderer at night. That's also another part of the story. Like I said, there's a lot of little story things, just like in the animes, they always throw this, just like that. She goes and found out there's a sport called rollerball. And it's just who has the ball. Last one that has the ball at the end of the race is the winner. And they're doing the same thing, but they're playing, the kids are playing. And they just tackle each other. Bah, bah, bah. And some of them are cyborgs, some of them are not. And as she's doing that, she's learning. And she's going, and all of a sudden she's having more memories come back because it's battling. So she likes rollerball. She goes back, the doctor gets pissed, of course, yada, yada, yada. She goes and he says, don't go out at night. Ends up, she sees the doctor always leave at night. Where the hell is he going? And like I said, there's this murderer out there killing females, and they're trying to figure out who this guy is. Well, he goes out there, and she starts following him, and he goes, and he has this big-ass fucking mallet. Has this big old thing, has a little jet thing on it, too, so when he swings it, it goes, God, he fucking killed it. So he's sitting there, and this one chick's, like, walking, and he's about to sit there and swing and hit it, and so she thinks that he's the murdering all these women. So she goes like, Alita jumps down. It's like, no, don't do it. And he goes, no, I got to. And turns around and the girl's gone. And all of a sudden, here comes the actual murderer, which is this big motherfucker that comes out, and they're all like talking, and a bunch of things. Come to find out that ends up the other girl that was bait.
Oh, wow.
To bring out the doctor because he's a bounty. He's a bounty hunter.
Oh.
He's the one he's called a hunter killer.
Okay.
I think that's what they call me, a hunter killer. So he's one of these. And so she's like, oh, I didn't know you were doing this. And so she actually helped him out because she fought off the one chick and she's the one that killed her, which was kind of cool. Big old robot fighting stance that she knows. Fucking goes and goes, "Pah!" And you see the fucking face just all cracked and everything's blue blood or whatever. I was like, holy shit. So it's interesting. It kind of gets you going the whole time, you know. But like I said, it's just bits and pieces that goes. That's why, like, some people are like, that didn't like it. That's why. I think that's why. Because it's more of a murder mystery on how, just in her getting her memory back, on how it was going. So, all in all, she comes to find out the doctor actually knows where she's from, knows who she is. Because in a lot of her memories, she remembers her name is 99. She was built on Mars. And her heart is so strong that it can actually power the city that they're in for like years. But she has it in her system. And then there was a Mars ship that crashed, and then the people were like, yeah, the love interest and all that. And they're like, she's like, oh, she just jumps in the fucking water because she's a cyborg. She can breathe. She just goes in there and there's a body in there that's supposed to adapt to her. And of course, everybody thinks she's young, but the doctor doesn't want to put her in the body on it because he tells her who she is and everything. Doesn't want her to lose herself as a soldier.
Gotcha.
And so she gets pissed off, runs away, and she goes and signs up to be a hunter killer.
Oh.
Well, you come to find out there's a guy from Deadpool that played Francis. Mm-hmm. He's a cyborg on it, but he's an asshole. And he's a hunter killer also. He's a bounty hunter as well. So she goes in trying to get the bounty hunters to help go get the killer because he's being protected by the city that is actually floating above that everybody wants to get to, but nobody can get up there.
Oh, wow.
Right. You can't even climb the cables because they push a button and these razor things come down and cut you up. So the only way you can get up there is you got to win at rollerball to go back up there. And you have to be a champion. So there's so many different levels of the whole rollerball thing. That's how come they can extend the movie out longer. Well, yeah, she's sitting there learning more, and that's when she starts fighting the bad guy, and her body gets ripped to shreds. So the only thing that's left is her one arm and her top half. So his daughter's body's gone. So the love interest picks her up, takes her to the doctor. The doctor says, okay, he has to put the other body on. This was the funny thing. Once they connected her to her normal body like supposed to, it starts developing like how old she is.
Oh, wow.
So it's going through, and all of a sudden they all look, and the doctor is like, she's a lot older than what you anticipated. So it was kind of funny on how they did that part. I was just like, wow, that's interesting. That's kind of cool on how it was adapting. But her body is so badass that she can get cut and it'll just start healing.
Oh, wow.
It's like nanobites just constantly and everything. So that's when she started playing rollerball to try to get to the top. She's trying to do it for her love interest, the guy. And then come to find out that the guy that runs rollerball is trying to kill her to send it to the guy upstairs.
Oh, wow.
Because he wants her body. So he wants to kill her and just send the body up there. And that's, like I said, there's so many stories going on in this thing, hence why I think it's why everybody didn't like it too well. But I enjoyed it because I was following it really well because I know how to piece these things together.
Right.
And I really would wish everybody would take it this way and watch it that way. It'd be a lot easier. Sometimes, like, the love interest, right, you probably don't care, but that actually kind of brings the emotion out of the character of Alita because she's not like a normal cyborg.
Right.
You actually know that she does have feelings. She does have all this other. Her human brain is that, you know. And so, and that's come the eyes look funny that you were really complaining about the way her eyes is because she's full cyborg except for the brain and her heart. Even her heart's the power plant. Which was kind of funny is that when they set up her boyfriend ended up being a murderer, that's what the guy from Deadpool, Francis, he did it to frame him to get her to go to where they can kill her and send her up.
Oh, wow.
So, like I said, he's kind of working both sides. He's going where the money's at.
Right.
So he's sitting there. She goes to him. He ends up. He's dying because he's got a sword that went through him. But he's not a cyborg. He's human. Well, the one girl that was the doctor's wife was there. She goes, "Oh, you can do. This is what I can do for you." She actually got a conscience and didn't want to kill Alita because she was working with the bad guy. And you see the turn where she's like, I've been doing a lot of bad things. You can tell, you can see that in her face, which is played by Jennifer Connelly. She did really well.
Okay, yeah.
Well, what she did was they cut his head off because his brain is still good and used her heart to keep it alive.
Oh, wow.
And so she connected it all like that. So when she comes out as a hunter killer, since he was a murderer, the machine goes, "Hey, we need so-and-so, we need proof." And she pulls over and he goes, "He's dead." And he goes, "All right, dead." And then all of a sudden they were like, "No, that's my bounty." He wanted the money. He's about to fight. And he goes, and they're like, "We're going to kill you if you take the bounty or whatever." And then that's when the leader comes in and grabs his fucking sword, which is supposed to be for her. And she gets in. That's when it turns all blue flame-ish.
Oh, neat.
And he goes and she does something and goes and cuts his face off.
Oh.
And you see his face float, and he picks it up, and all of a sudden he looks up, and you see, "You cut my face!" You need to see the inside just like that. "You cut my face!" Oh my gosh. I was like, wow, just like fucking Francis on fucking Deadpool, because we gotta be perfect face and shit. So that was kind of funny. But all in all, I come to find out that the bad guy starts talking to Alita back and forth from the top, and it ends up on an open note. So it's open for another movie.
Gotcha.
And at I swear to you, the way that made the bad guy look at the top when he was talking, he has glasses where he can focus and see everything. Well, when he had him on, I was like, who the fuck is this actor? I'm trying to figure it out the whole time. The hairdo was different. White hair the way he did. I was like, made him look like the anime bit. And her looking and looking. Well, the moment he finally, because you can always tell who the actor is once you see the eyes. Mm-hmm. The moment he took his glasses off and I looked, it was fucking Ed Norton.
Really?
I was like, you couldn't tell that was Edward Norton until he took those glasses off. And I was like, son of a bitch. And then you finally go like this. And I was like, oh, now I see his chin and everything. And I was like, what the fuck?
Well, you know, Michael Jaleel White was in that too.
Yeah.
So is Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And the guy got his face cut. I mean, the one guy, the second guy's, the bad guy's second guy in charge. The one she fought like a couple times and she finally kills him. Yeah. That was Jackie Earle Haley. Yeah. And I found out earlier that they're making a second one. And that's what Ed Norton's... Yeah. The reason why. His character.
So they are for sure doing a second one.
Because it come to find out, she finally remembers who she is. She was 99. She was actually from Mars in the big battle at the beginning. She was one of the best, perfect fighting style to kill robots and everything. And her purpose was to kill Edward Norton.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because that was the whole war thing was with him and everything. And so she has to get to him. And
interesting.
Yeah. So, like I said, it was really good on how they did it. And you find out with their love life and everything with that part. It's like, you really did, like I said, not really too much of a character development with him. So you really didn't care when he died. I was just like, oh, fine. He's gone.
That was the boyfriend or whatever?
Yeah. It was like,
token boyfriend dead.
Nice.
It's like, he's gone. And I was like, we just want to see Alita. Fuck that guy.
And part 2, she transforms.
Bumblebee shows up out of nowhere.
What the hell?
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. I mean, the battle scenes were badass. The fight scenes were fucking, the way they choreographed it, the way he fucking digitized the whole fucking thing. What's his name? Robert Rodriguez did a fantastic job on it. Everything. My fanboy, when I told Miguel the first time, my fanboy review of it was like 7.5. But if you wanted my critic review, I'd say a 6.5 for it. You know, but like I said, I'm a fanboy of it, so I would say a 7, and I would give it that seal that go watch it, see it for yourself.
Gotcha.
And you be the judge. Don't sit there and think that, oh, my review is gonna be. I'm a movie watcher. I don't watch it all the time. I don't watch movies like every fucking movie out there to be fucking these movie critics. We ain't got that kind of dough.
Not yet.
Dough for show. We're going to get that dough from show.
Other than that, like I said, I give it that. I don't know. Like I said, I recommend y'all go see it. If y'all don't want to wait to Blu-ray, do whatever. But I say watch it.
Very interesting. So 2 different reviews by 2 different freaks. Both giving them high reviews. Interesting. And funny, both movies didn't make no money. No, I'm just joking. That's pretty good. Well, guys, I will take it in consideration, and hopefully I will see both of them. I mean, I do want to see both of them. I think no one wants to go with me to see Alita, but I'd probably get the whole family to go see Happy Death Day too. Some weirdos the way it is. But that's pretty good. So that's your review.
That's my review.
That's your review.
That's my review.
And that's 117.2.
Yep, I think that's it.
My right nut itches. Brought to you by Gold Bond. Gold
Is
Bond
it Brazil nut or is it almond?
Whoa.
It's a cashew. Well, you know what, guys? That's a hell of a show. If you really like Critical Thinking Podcast, then you need to make sure you follow everybody that's involved with this. So I'm going to give you a quick heads up on who our lovable sponsors are. We are brought to you by Tokyo Munchies, located in Tokyo, Japan. We also have Japan Ramen Box, which also is in the United States. No, I'm just joking. It's in Japan. And then, of course, our big-time sponsor, Tank's Paintball. Tank's Paintball, where you can go down there and shoot Shawn in the ass any freaking time you want to, and he can't do nothing but cry like a little bitch. Tank's Paintball, where you can shoot everyone in the ass, and it's perfectly legal out on Southwest Freeway, Richmond, Texas. And now, our new big-time sponsor. Put your hands together for the black man out of Atlanta, Georgia. The True Showtime. The True Showtime. That's right. He is now sponsoring us. Can you believe that shit? Anyway, that's our sponsors. And if you really love listening to us, you can catch us everywhere. You can catch us on our radio stations, Beyond the Dawn Radio. You can catch us on WBLZ Media /Iconic Radio. You can catch us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and Anchor. We're everywhere, peeps. So I'm the Majesticus.
I'm Rick.
And I'm the Irishman.
We out.
Thank you for joining us, thinking shit through one podcast at a time.